Brought to you by GTA. We start with you.
Mark Mayo was arrested in the early hours of November 2019. He faces conspiracy to distribute meth and attempted possession of meth with intent to distribute charges. It was a drug raid in Estimbo that placed Mayo behind bars along with co-defendants Lavilia Mendoza and Joseph Roman II. However, since the case has been severed. We should note Mendoza has since gone into cooperation with the government, and during former Zonia Mayor Jesse Blas's federal case, it was stated Lavilia was Blas's former girlfriend. And Blas was also mentioned during Mayo's motion hearing to suppress this afternoon. Defense counsel Roland Mantegnola argues his client was unable to waive his Miranda rights during his initial interview with the feds on November 19, 2019. FBI case agent Rafael Fernandez testified with the government playing back a recording of the interview. The recording alleges a federal probe into local law enforcement in the Superior Court of Guam and drawing connections to Blas's case. In the playback, Agent Fernandez tells Mayo, quote, "You just fell into one part of our investigation. You can potentially be in a position to help yourself," unquote. Further, the feds question Mayo's relations to various names who are alleged to be major drug smugglers in Guam. Mayo told the feds he met Lavilia back in 2017. She gave him a stash of drugs and helped him get 2 warrants lifted through her connections with Blas, stating, quote, "I didn't want to go in, and Love told me to go see someone at probation and they would lift my warrant. And I just know 2 of my warrants were vacated because of the mayor," unquote. Also in the recording, Mayo said he never went into the court and was told to see a probation officer and call a number. The agent then asked Mayo, "Do you know who Joey Terlahi is?" Mayo responded with, "He was a marshal and he was at a barbecue punching some girl in the face," unquote. As we reported, similar testimony was detailed during Blas's arraignment last year in September, and Terlahi immediately resigned from his position as deputy director of the Department of Corrections. And since Blas has entered a plea agreement on extortion charges for allowing drug trafficking through Zonia mailboxes, he is waiting to be sentenced. During today's motion hearing, Chief Judge told the government, quote, "It seems like this was a gunshot approach into a bigger probe into the local probation office, local marshals, and the local police department. I'm only alleging this because there were 2 warrants vacated and only a judge can vacate a warrant," unquote. Further, the court asked, "Is the local court under investigation? Can you say this?" Agent Fernandez responding with, "It may appear that way, but it wasn't a gunshot because we were already aware of everything," unquote. After hours of testimony and hearing arguments from both parties, the court denied the motion to suppress on all bases, ruling in favor with the prosecution, and ultimately determining Mayo was coherent and aware of what was happening during the FBI's interview, and that it was not an interrogation. Mayo's case is expected to go to trial on August 10th, and it was stated there are 39 days left on the speedy trial clock.
Brought to you by GTA. We start with you.